Bonjour, welcome once again to our kitchen. Today I'm going to go French all the way because it's July 14, Bastille Day. This is our fête nationale in France, and we're going to make crêpes. So simple, so easy, the French pancakes, except of course they're so thin. You're gonna see it doesn't take too long to make. I'm going to make a little batch today because I'm all by myself, but you can of course double it up for the family. So I'm going to use 2 cups of milk, and I always use whole milk. Even sometimes I mix milk and half for heavy cream. It's richer, much nicer and smoother. 1 cup of flour, 3 eggs, and this is the basic. Now you're gonna want to put half a cup of sugar because I'm going to make sweet crepes. If you wanted to make savory crepes, you just don't use any sugar. We need 2 tablespoons of oil, very simple oil, not olive oil of course, because you don't want extra flavor. And for the flavor, as I am Claudine, as you well know, I'm going to add rum and vanilla, which is my favorite flavors. A pinch of salt, and we're done, and I will show you how to make We are in the kitchen now. Let's look at the ingredients. Of course I'm going to use the blender, it's so much faster. And here we have the cup of flour, the 3 eggs, half a cup of sugar, the 2 tablespoons of oil, vanilla and rum, my sea salt, and the milk. You're going to say, hey, what's strange milk? It is UHT, ultra high temperature milk. I like to use that here because we're in the pandemic and I don't go out a lot, so I have a whole reserve of this milk which can be kept into your cupboard, but of course if you can, get fresh milk. Let's do it. So I'm going to put my flour, break my eggs, my sugar, my pinch of salt, the oil, vanilla, and a little bit of rum, just for fun, extra flavor. I'm going to put my milk, as I said before, it's always nicer to use whole milk, and if I want to make a very, very nice dessert, I'm going to mix heavy cream and milk. But if you are trying to watch your weight, just use skim milk or 2% milk. You will have crepes, obviously, but not as smooth and not as delicious as if you have whole milk in them. And that's about it. We have the crepe batter. Let's put the machine on. And we have the batter. I'm just going to check that all the flour is mixed. Let's give it a little go again. And you have your crepes. And now for the fun part. So I transferred my batter in a bowl. I have a little to pour it out. And here I have some butter, which I'm going to pre-cut in small pieces, just enough to add to the frying pan when you are cooking. And here I have a plate ready to put my crepes on, my little flipper, and the pièce de résistance, the frying pan. We're going to use a non-stick frying pan, very important because you don't want anything to stick to the pan. I'm going to work with 2 frying pans to go faster. You don't have to, but that's what I always do. So you're going to put some butter at the bottom of your pan and you're going to let it melt. Even though it's a non-stick pan, you rather put that. And I'm going to put my plate right here. You're gonna see it's simple, it's easy, and it's very quick. But the trick to it is not to stop, because once you get the right temperature for your frying pan, you keep going until you're done with all your batter. You're gonna turn and turn so you have butter everywhere. Let's give it a minute. And then you're going to put just enough batter to cover the bottom of your frying pan. So let's see with 1. I'm going to need 2. And that's how you get the crepe. You're going to go around. I may need even 3. And you're going to turn it. And this is the first one. So the first one, we always say, the first one is always a little bit of trouble because your pan is not ready. This one is going to be easier, I'm sure, because the pan is hotter. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. And you want to go around and around and around to make them nice and slim. But as I said, the first 2 or the first 1 that is not going to be perfect. And you see why I don't want to have a regular pan. So of course the tradition for fun is to flip the crepes. But I'm not going to do that because I don't like it very much. It's tricky and every other time it flips the wrong way. So I'm just going to flip them with my little spatula here. There we go. You see what I mean? It's difficult the first time, doesn't have the right shape, and also it's not warm enough. I'm going to go and find myself a bigger ladle. It's going to be easier. Let's see this one. Much better. You see? That looks more like a crepe on the first go. What happens most of the time for fun, the first crepe stays in the kitchen for the cook, the chef, because you see it has a weird little shape, but it's going to be good anyway. So now my pan is going to be good, or they are both going to be good. And you see they go very much like if you were making tacos, I would think. There. So I'm going to get rid of this one. Put the butter here. Melt it. Play with it. And now, let's see with this one. Look, much better and much safer. So you turn and turn until the bottom is covered. That is going to be a nice crepe. Let's see here. Let's see this one. Let's do it. and you turn, and you turn again and again until the dish is covered. Let's see this one. You see now it's good. Voila, a beautiful crepe. So that's a dessert crepe. This is the typical French crepe that we have outside at the beach, or like if you were in my family when I was growing up, we would do that for dinner on Sunday, because most of the time lunch was a family affair with the grandparents and the great-grandparents, so we're not very hungry in the evening, and we just had a few crepes. As I said before, if you don't put sugar, you're going to have a savory crepe, and that's more like a galette, and that's something that you can serve with an egg or some ham, cheese. Lovely. Let's make a couple more and then I'll show you what to do with them to serve. So you can serve them all sorts of ways, from very simple to very fancy. And I'm going to do simple for us today, like what the children would like. A little bit of sugar, a dot of butter. But my grandchildren would tell you the best is with Nutella. But if you wanted to be very fancy, you could even fold them with sugar and pour some Grand Marnier on top, au cointreau, and light them, flambé, crêpe flambée. And you could have like the very famous crêpe Suzette or crêpe flambée au rhum. There we go. This one I'm gonna get out of the pan. Could be a little longer. It's a little pale. Let's move that away. Let's do this one now. And you see, they're not fragile. They're very supple, and it's easy to flip them. It's not going to break because they are tender. A little longer here. So if you want them darker, leave them on for longer. But don't go over it because you don't want them to become hard. This one is lovely, very nice. I'm done. And now let's get ready to serve them. So I'm going to show you different ways. This one already decided to flip by itself. So one very traditional way, like if you're in Brittany, a little bit of butter and you're gonna melt it nicely on top. A little touch of sugar. Just enough. And you're going to fold it in one and in two. Ready to go. Let's make a second one. Voila, 2 crepes, simple. You can always roll them. You can stuff them with Nutella, jam. You can flambe them with a liquor. These are the crepes. Bon appetit and happy Bastille Day.